we are going straight into the live. Do you know, I've just spent the best part of 6 minutes staring at my screen watching the countdown. I've just spent the last minute talking to myself saying hello to everyone, and I hadn't even pressed the go live part on YouTube. That's what happens when you take 3 weeks off. You completely forget how to do things. How are we all doing? I'll go back through everything I just said. Nice to be back. Nice to be back. Hello and welcome, Lambert. Nice to see you. Hello, Yoss. Good to see you again, mate. Pleasure to meet you. I did find time. Well, I didn't find time. I was always planning on doing a live stream. It was the time to do the recording and everything else. That was a little bit of a... there's a little bit more of a problem. But after this weekend, it should be right. Get back into the rhythm with work and family things and that. I'm going off to a futsal tournament this weekend. So that is what's happening. Daniel, how you doing? Trip was good, thank you. We'll talk about that a little bit more, no doubt. I'm sure plenty of people will be wanting to hear about it. John Deere Gaming woke up for this better be a good one. Well, I hope I don't disappoint. I'm actually, to be honest, I was just saying to Hanson and Farmer DK in chat before, I'm actually feeling, about an hour ago, I was feeling absolutely knackered. So we'll see how long I last tonight. But still catching up on sleep and jet lag and all that sort of stuff. I think getting back on Sunday and then jumping straight into a couple of days back in the office was not the most helpful thing, but needed to be done. Mr. Haythornthwaite, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Trip was fantastic, thank you. Pleasure also to meet yourself. Thank you very much for making the effort to come up to Edinburgh and have a drink with FSG and I. Hey, Farming, how you doing? Good to see me back in the Pentagon. It took me a second, I read that and I was like, what does that mean? Back in the Pentagon, but yep, there we are, back in the camera. Flash Gaming NZ, welcome along. Good to have you here. Hello, Mrs. Professor. Nice to see you. Empty Pockets, good to have you here as well. Pro Farmer DK, thank you very much for the continued membership there, 3 months. Nice to have you here, mate. Nice to have you here. Welcome home to the farm work. So yeah, obviously the farm's changed while I was away. There's a few issues with Spring Creek, which I think actually they got tracked back to possibly being courseplay, which we did have on the server, but weren't really using. I think some of the guys might have used it if they were on the server on their own and they wanted to do some combining or something like that, but we've got rid of that. And everything seems to be running, so we've moved over to Huron County, which is a 16x map. It's been out for a long time, better part of a year at least. I remember when it came out last year. Last year might have even been earlier last year. But yeah, so we've made the move there and carrying on with the $100 million challenge. So it looks like we've carried over the $5 million or so we had in the last one. So that's good. What time is it for me? It is just gone 9 PM, John Deere Gaming. Just gone 9 PM. Alan, how you doing? Are you using the multi-fruit version of this map with all the additional productions on it? I've played this map for many months now. Big and lots of space. Let me tell you, probably not. I don't think it is. It'll tell me under here. I don't know if there's any extras. Nah, nothing extra in there, so I'm guessing not. Guessing not. Great to meet you as well, yeah. Nah, we had a blast, Mark, it was good. Good to meet you and Ben, who made the effort. Hey, Solar Guy Modding, how you doing? Nice to see you, mate. You up early at the gym, are you? Nice to have you here. Mr. DJ Goham. Oh, I miss you so much. Mate, I had the best few days hanging out with you guys. Yourself, Farmer Cop, Mr. Sealy P, the man himself, Virtual Farmer. Who else was there? Yoss was there, of course, Farm Some Guy. Reva, Virtual Farmer's brother. That was, yeah, that was almost the highlight, meeting Kermit and Dave from G-Portal. All those guys. Nicholas from Giants as well, he was there. Omatana. Who else do we hang out with? Vector Man. Just awesome meeting a whole lot of those people. It was pretty cool. Kiwi Simulations, how you doing? Solar Guy carrying on the membership there too as well. Thank you, mate. Grant, how you doing? Welcome back. Thank you. The corn dryer. This is the corn dryer version. 5 AM for you, John Deere Gaming. Well, it's not too early to get up then, is it? Yes, Mrs. Professor. I'm halfway through editing my my vlog. That's taking a little bit longer than I thought to. Because I made a few mistakes on some audio and just having to piece together from what I got. But that's alright. Get to work, DJ. Shush, Yoss. Leave him alone. You found a sticker in your luggage. I don't know how you did it, but it's perfect. I don't know how I did it either. In your luggage or on your luggage? I definitely stuck one on your bag at one stage. Hey, Crofter, how you doing? Yes, we are back. Working on some goodies for tomorrow. Nice, yeah. DJ, nice. Hey Bruce, how you doing? How's things in Topol? Hope you are all good. I'm looking forward. I think there's going to be an announcement towards the end of the month for the V8s to be in Topol, which will be pretty cool. Can't wait for that. April as well, early in the year, which will be even nicer because it'll be good weather rather than the typical September window they always put New Zealand in, which seemed to suck. Anyhow, we're not here to talk. Well, we are here to talk, but we're also here to do some farming. So let's take a little bit of a squiz now that the map is properly loaded in. It took well, not quite, but it took a good long time. I think we've got this field here ready to get harvested, 93 and 94, full of oats, I think the guy said. Yes, it is. Here you go. So in terms of land, looks like we own this chunk up here, those plots. There's a contract going on up on 42, which the guys are handling, but otherwise, if anyone hasn't seen the map, that is Huron County. Pretty big map. Set out in these, well, they're more than a mile blocks, but I think it's in Michigan, isn't it? Someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure from memory it was Michigan. But we've got a lot of the same equipment. They've got the, go and have a look. I think we need to pull a combine out. I need to get my bearings, but let's go and have a look at the field. Oh, we've got a mother bin down there. Oh, one of the combines is set up ready to go. Everything's set up ready to go. Grain cart. Nice orange one. Perfect. What else we got? Fuel trailer. Looks like a truck down there or something too. So I'm just going to jump in the combine and get started. I don't know what these guys are planning on doing, but I'm sure they will jump in and have a go too. I'm not in Discord tonight. I honestly don't think I could concentrate if I had people talking in my ear tonight. I need all my mental power to be able to do this. Why can I not now spin the camera? Here we go. Here in UK it's harvest time. Well, it would be if it stopped raining. I noticed that actually, sort of heading back through Germany in the last sort of few days there's a lot of crops getting close to that ready to harvest stage. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to do all of this GPS and all of that sort of carry on. It looks like a good start so far. Look at me work. I know, right? I've literally got tomorrow night is my chance to jump on and harvest our crops on the multiplayer server, Days server, so let's see where we go. Now, I did see, are you guys keeping the straw? I'm pretty sure I saw you pulling a baler out somewhere. So we'll keep that straw swath there and get it baled. But yeah, no, there's certainly a lot of crops starting to get harvested in Germany too, farming, and from our time driving around, or driving between Edinburgh and Manchester, we definitely saw a lot of fields that were getting close to being ready, so. But yeah, rain doesn't help, does it? Cheers everyone, I don't know whether a whiskey's a good idea tonight, but it's Wednesday and I couldn't not. You've moved to the South Island for a few months, Bruce. What part of the South Island have you moved to? It sounds like an interesting transition. We'll empty into one of the trucks on the way past, put it in the front one. So we have got, the guys have set up a whole lot of auto drive as well. You can kind of see all the different points in there. A lot of the sell points and things like that I think are all covered. Completely lost my train of thought then. I read Mark's comment. Did I bring any good whiskies back with you from Scotland? I did not, Mark, to be perfectly honest. I had no room. And I didn't fancy lugging a whole lot of bottles back around all the way over to Germany and then on all the flights. So, apart from those few that we enjoyed, in fact I didn't even try the one that I got for FSG. We were meant to have a dram of that before I left, but didn't even get a chance to do that. But no, just those ones we enjoyed at that whiskey bar we went to, which I wrote down. I took a photo of that menu, and in fact I think I showed that to DJ. You guys looked like you had a blast with FSG. DJ, you and Farmer Cock causing havoc in Scotland. What time does Giants drop mods? In about 4 hours normally. 3 or 4 hours. You ended up going to that whiskey bar 2 nights in a row. Nice. Scotland wasn't ready for you. I like the photo at the starting your day off at the embassy. It cracked me up. McDonald's is DJ and Farmer Cop's embassy. They had to check in every morning to make sure they were safe to travel. Hey, Bank Sinatra, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Welcome along. Aussie Odd, did I say good morning to you? If I did not, if I missed you, mate, good to see you as well. Any recommendations on a good whiskey? My favourite is, I enjoy Aberlour, is my favourite one. But it was the one I cut my teeth on. It was a bit sweeter. It's a sherry cask one, so it's a lot less peaty than some of the other sort of meaty ones. A lot more smooth would be the best description, but Glendronach and what was the name of the Glen Allaby? I have to look at my photo now. You're making me cheat here, Flash Gaming. But I found I can get them all in New Zealand. There is whiskey stores here in New Zealand which sell them all. Glenalec? Did you try, did you try haggis, DJ? I know that was on the list of things for you guys to try. I'm trying to find the list. There it is. Glenalec and Glendronach were the two that I quite enjoyed. Oops, now I'm missing crop. Edgeador is a good one. Hey Huron, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Long time no chat to you, mate. How are you doing? You did, it was okay, nothing special. I wouldn't say it's anything special, but it's just one of those meals, those foodstuffs that people make you scared of. Hey VF, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. It's the gang getting all back together. There's Yoss as well. DJ, just need the other cronies in here. Has I haven't looked yet. Have YouTube fixed their little Farming Simulator 22 is not a game issue? Funny how that just pops up every that's the second time it's done it now, isn't it? Down in Clutha saying and helping friends on a farm. Nice. What would that be for lambing season, is it, Bruce? Guessing that'll be coming up pretty soon. If it hasn't started already. And start seeing all the calves floating around here. Dairy farmers start to crank back up. Glenfiddich. Still don't see FS22. Yeah. Right, let's have a look here. Did I set my width on my header? Let's check. Don't know if I had, but I have now. Just look at that. I was feeling tired before, and now we've got in and got going and started chatting. I'm not too bad. Give my second wind. Just got home from Amsterdam. You had your Iron Maiden gig yesterday. First for your son. We stayed in a hotel next to the venue. Nice, mate. How was actually, I haven't talked to you since your trip. How was your trip? How did that all go with the driving and everything like that? Because that was one of the reasons you couldn't make it to FarmCon, wasn't it? Need to listen to videos later so you'll find out. Hey Legion, yes, back at it, back at the grind. It's been a while, a little bit rusty. So what I actually did, and for those of you who only just joined in, I sat here for 5 minutes watching my stream countdown start, and then went live. Well, I changed over to this screen and started talking to everyone and then realised YouTube's up there going, looks like you're ready to go live. And hadn't even pressed the go live button, so a little bit rusty. What we got there? Alright, that looks like an autosave because we've both slowed down. Indeed it is. So far so good on the server. But yes, back behind the wheel, feeling a bit rusty, back live streaming. So, all is good. Last live stream I did was actually in Scotland with FSG. Farm Sim is in a game, it's a way of life. You can subscribe using as many accounts as you like, VF, just as long as you watch and like every video on all of them. You wish at least some of your fields were this square, and probably this big as well. Farming. I don't even know how big that is. 62 hectares counting the farm, so probably 55 hectares of land in one field. Oh, your trip starting in July, it's financial. Ah, right. For some reason I thought they were very close, like your trip was very close together. July 25th, that is. Ah, something else happens on July 25th. Horse aggravation, DLC. That's an addiction. Does feel like that sometimes too, Legion. Does feel like that sometimes. We actually, yeah, struggled to get back into it the last few days, but it's good. Played some games with some friends last night, which was nice to catch up with them after a couple of weeks. And did the same actually on Monday night, which was a nice little chill out. Not yet for the lambs, just feeding out the cattle. Ah, right. You'll see that when you get home. It will be there, ready and waiting for you. Since I've been travelling lots, have you had any FS23 crash issues? Do you know what? I think I played FS23 for about an hour while we were travelling, Crofter. Sort of, not so much forgot about it, but just ended up watching movies or trying to sleep on the planes. What I did do is I took one of my Lego Argsies, which you guys would have seen in some of the photos I took on shared on Discord early on, and then completely forgot about him while we were at FarmCon. My parents need a holiday now after looking at the kids. Funny you should say that. I was talking to Mum today, Mark, and she's like, it's really quiet around the house. But as it's turned out, my uncle and auntie have come over from Australia. They came here last Thursday, I think, so they've had them staying with them as well. So they're not all on their own, but they said without any younger voices around, it's been a bit quiet. So I think they handled it. In cab, Bruce. How about once we get around the headlands? I've got the field opened up. We'll do some in cab. Your kids have broken up for the summer, it ain't quite here. So that was what I found interesting too, because obviously when we were in Scotland, FSG's kids finished school for the year. Or for summer. But when we were over in Germany, they still had another 3 or 4 weeks, apparently. So we went out and went and had a look around and guided tour around Dachau, which was quite sobering. Sort of a bit of a period of reflection of what's happened in the world before. But there was a huge amount of school trips out there. Like the tour guide said, she'd never seen it that busy. But apparently it was because it's nearing the end of the term or end of the school year. So they get the kids out lots, and part of the curriculum in Germany apparently is to keep things affordable, so Dachau's free to go to. So lots of kids go there. We can get around there without whacking an auger on it. Done. Alright, how full's Hanson? 9... No, it's the other one. 61%. Farmer DK must be bailing behind us somewhere. Oh yeah, there he is. Just about to come around the corner. Look at you all in here, 40 of you. Thank you very much everyone for tuning in. Make sure if you're enjoying things, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I'm sure you will, but just in case you forget. Hanson's got his all good dancing. Field is massive. It ain't small. It ain't small, VF. We do have another combine sitting in there somewhere, but could probably actually run both of them, but one will do for now. Hey, Holden for life, how you doing? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Chinook, how are you, mate? Are you tuning in from work, are you? I think I saw you in Scott's stream this morning. You said you just finished night shift, so you're either just about to start or you're already in it. You're at work, so you'll be listening. There we go. Yeah, Baylor's running along behind us already, VF. There he is. He's doing his work around that side. Alright, here we go. Off. I could probably actually go a little bit faster. What have we got? Yeah. We'll cheat a little bit. We've got the speed mod on here so you can harvest a little bit quicker, which makes these fields, while they're this big, a little bit more palatable. But yeah. So the challenge on this server, VF, we did a multiplayer server on West Aussie, and the challenge on that was to fill the bins, which was basically at the time they were 10 million litres. So all the crops that we could put in silos, that was the challenge. This one, the challenge is to get $100 million in the bank account, so do it whichever way possible, whichever crop they want. So we'll see where we end up. The 10 million litre challenge on West Aussie was quite cool actually, it's good fun. Kazuk Farms actually did it on his server too. They set it up and they managed to beat us, they got it done quicker, but I think we probably spent a lot more time doing contracts and earning money than focusing just on the crop side of things. Just send VF instructions and make him do things himself. Shush, Yos. I saw you complaining about the sun again, Yos, the other day. You need Mrs. Argsy to come over and make sure you've got sunscreen on, do you? I'm sure she'd happily go and hang out in the sun with you. Took the kids to football training tonight and it was freezing. Absolutely freezing. Hey, Big Diesel, how you doing? Contraband VF or we've actually still got those cookies that Dave gave us. I've managed to make it all the way back to New Zealand without getting completely eaten. What are we going to do here? Well, let's see if we can just turn around. Should we go crack open it here? Land. We've got enough space to turn around. Let's rip into it. Code stuff for an awesome mod Yos is creating. Ooh, sounds interesting. Yos is clever like that. Who are we telling to get a website? Get Yos to make that as well. Can't remember who that was now. Indeed they are, Chinook. Indeed they are. Is it Yos the boss? Sometimes. He'd like to think so. I thought we might have needed your hand in Munich a couple of times, Jos, with translations, but we actually managed to find our way around the city and deal with the German language pretty well. Mainly because a lot of them speak English. Actually, the ones who didn't seem to much was the ladies who worked in the hotel for breakfast, in the kitchen and cafe area, restaurant area. You had a boss who used to call you that. Max's dad, Max Verstappen. I think there's probably some other words that rhymes with Jos, which people would add to that, man. The crossplay server set up soon. The map will be on. It's top secret. So keep an eye out on Discord. Is it that top secret? Spill the beans. Go on, Chinook. Create some excitement. See some anticipation going. Munich is an international. So it is. You're quite right. What capacity bales are we making? I'm just looking there at Armour DK is driving, he's got 69,000, he's not even full. They must be 80,000 plus litre bales. There's not too many of them. Come to the Netherlands, they won't bother with the Dutch rule if you struggle one word. Hoss from Bonanza. Hasn't come out yet? 80, must be about 81,000. Is it going to be Court Farms? No. That's not going to be crossplay. It's only going to come out for PC. Have I ordered my racing sim rig yet, Mrs. Professor? No, I haven't, but just between you and me, I've been looking. I have been looking. The rig side of it's cheap, it's the wheels that get expensive. Yep, or American Falls, that's true. That was another one we talked about. And many of you I've met now in chat. Chinook was, came and had a beer and lunch with me in Auckland. He said it's going to be crossplay, I'm just winding up. Just winding up. It's funny how many people commented about the fact I didn't have glasses at FarmCon. Everyone was like, I'm so used to seeing you with glasses on, and I didn't even think about it. I only ever wear them when I'm sitting at the computer, so. It might not be crossplay to start with, Chinook. I think the PC version is going to release first, but it'll be crossplay eventually. I heard the same thing with the hat, yeah. So how was, oh, I don't know if DJ's still watching, what was it like meeting Caleb VF? That must have been a blast. Obviously you guys just chatted for a couple of hours, that would have, I was gutted I couldn't come and join you for that, that would have been awesome. If I'd have made plans the other way around, I would have gone the other way and flown sort of direct to Germany to FarmCon and then done the whole England-Scotland thing afterwards. Yeah, he seemed from the little clip that that DJ shared and Mr. Silly P's little video on that, he seemed like a pretty down-to-earth chap, which is pretty cool. He fit into the group way too well. That's awesome. That's very cool. It just blew me away actually how well the whole group got on the whole time. Like, you know, it was just everyone was so welcoming and accommodating and relaxed and chilled, and it was just, yeah, those few days in Germany were pretty awesome. Did you end up in Instagram jail? Oh no. FSG without the hat, Crofter. Watch out for the glare. Oh, that's harsh, Legion. That's harsh. I was impressed actually. Mr. Sealy P had a trim up for Caleb. He didn't trim up for us, but he went, gave himself a trim up to go and meet Caleb. He was really out to impress. How full is Hanson's? 82%. I like that Giants used having a New Zealand visitor in their marketing, their press release as well. How do you renew your membership farming? Are you watching it on an Apple device? Because you can't do it if you're using the app. But if you're not on an Apple device and you're watching it, yeah, there you go. So you can only do it from a browser, I believe, or maybe, yeah. There's normally underneath the channel name and there's a join button, but for some reason, I'm not sure why, but you can't do it on Apple. It's another reason why Samsung's greater. Apple blows. Go that far, Legion. However, I did pick myself up a which way is that? Can't really see it, but a Samsung Watch 5 on the way back through Doha. Got that duty free. It was kind of a semi-birthday, apart from, you know, the fact we went on a whole trip around the world because of something I wanted to do, but it was a semi-birthday present for me from Mrs. Argsy. So that was pretty cool. I've got to say the trip home was a darn sight easier than the trip over, just because we didn't have 6 hours travel to get to the international airports at both, or leave the international airports at both ends. It's so nice just getting off the plane here in Auckland at midnight and stumbling into a hotel for a few hours. Well worth it. You brought yourself a new monitor for your birthday. What did you get, Legion? I think it's because Apple would take a 30 to 40% cut of subscriptions on an Apple device. You reckon, John? I guess that's a possibility. Mad Rabbit, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm doing well. I've warmed up a little bit now. I was getting pretty tired actually earlier on in the evening. Farming, thank you very much for that £5 super sticker. Appreciate it, mate. Lucky we had a tailwind. It was amazing how much of a difference it made. I think there was a... What was our Doha flight on the way over? Was over 14 hours and it was 12 something. Might have been even close to almost under 12. So it was a 2-hour difference. And even the flight just from Adelaide to Auckland was about an hour shorter because of a tailwind. Set it up so you don't need your phone yet. No. Can I do that, Crofter? So you can do that but renew membership, that's daft. Yeah, weird, eh? John's probably right. There'll be a reason around memberships versus a one-off donation. Something with Apple, but who knows? Someone will. I don't, but someone will. Look at you all in here, 46 viewers in here at the moment. It's awesome. Nice to see you all. Thank you very much for joining me back here for the first stream in a few weeks. First stream back in New Zealand since our FarmCon trip. Make sure if you're enjoying things, make sure you leave a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. And I honestly can't thank you guys all enough, because without you guys watching me and supporting me and all that sort of thing, none of that would have ever been possible. I would have never have dreamt of being able to do that on my own. So to everyone who's donated, subscribed, joined, liked, just watched videos, which has allowed me to collect a little bit of income off the channel. It's very much appreciated, and literally I think the last 12 months it's all gone on that trip. So thank you, thank you, thank you. 32-inch curved, nice. So I've got, what's my biggest monitor, is 27, but it's not the Samsung. Samsung screens are beautiful. I loved FSG's curved monitor he had on his sim rig, that was awesome. Should have really taken another headland off, but it's easier not to. Easier not to. Only on certain networks, right. I probably won't be able to on my network then, Crofter, I would have imagined. In fact, that was the funny thing actually, I didn't think about it after I brought it, but when I got home and started setting it up, I couldn't pick New Zealand as my region because I'd brought it overseas. They must have some slight differences in the programming for them for regions, but... I'm talking about a monitor, Chinook, 32-inch curved G7 monitor. Samsung. Same reason you can't subscribe to Spotify on an Apple device and Twitter charge more to subscribe on Apple compared to going, ah, there we go. So it's on subscriptions, right. I suppose you do use Apple to pay for it, do you? Thieving bastards. Chinook, right. That's what we got up to at FarmCon. We all compared monitor sizes. Flying JJ, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you had a good time in Europe. Had a fantastic time. Thank you very much, Flying JJ. Hey, RoboSock, how you doing? Good to see you, mate. Yeah, Europe was cool. FarmCon was literally a highlight for me, obviously. Just such a, even just as much meeting DJ and Virtual Farmer and Mr. CLP and Farmer Cop and of course FSG, as well as all the others that were there. You know, dealt a lot with Kermit from Giants, and to actually be able to, you know, sit down and have a beer with him and just chat and all of that sort of thing. That was pretty cool. Sitting down and having dinner with the CEO of Giants one night. I look, if you've seen the photo, there's a photo of us with him. I look like I'm being very attentive. The curve would worry you. DJ, I've still got a video that we recorded when we were walking to the beer garden after we'd already been at a beer garden. And I'm on the fence about whether I do anything with it. Mad Rabbit, you're trying to set up your sim rig again, farm sim rig again. Instead of using a controller, I'm now setting up for a joystick, keyboard, steering wheel setup. Nice. You'll love joysticks if you haven't used them. Walking into a lot of issues with keybinds and stuff, not sure what I should bind all the buttons on my joystick, etc. to. Leave them blanket added. Yeah, so that's the best thing to do. Like, so depends what you're wanting to use your joystick for. I set mine up. I actually used the cat, or what was the other one? It was actually okay, DJ. I think I cussed once, but I could blank that out. But it's not too bad. But yeah, it could be a good members video actually. That'd be a bit of a laugh. Yeah, I set mine up using the, I think it was the cat setup for how an excavator would work, if that's what you're wanting to set it up for. Otherwise, just literally just when you come to use it for the first time, if you're using a front loader, for example, on a tractor, just go, right, what feels natural? That's back and forth. That's crowding. It's, you know, tipping your forks forward, up and down, or whatever. Just play around with it and just do them as you go. Big tip though, biggest tip I'd say for doing that, if you don't, is save a copy of your keybinds just in case they ever get corrupted, because once you've done all that, you don't want to have to go through and do it again. That's pretty frustrating. Hey Days, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Likewise, VF, likewise. Show it. Maybe it will be a members only video. I like that idea. No comment. I changed the file to read only. So if you change it to read only though, Legion, can you then edit it still? Oh, we've had the GPS glitch then, managed to catch it just in time. Yeah, I can't remember if you can change it or not. Bleep it out in post long. Yeah, no, it's an easy one for me to hide. I can get rid of that. It's actually, no, it's not too bad at all. It's quite funny. It's pretty much exactly the same as the same questions I asked Mr. CLP, and that is short. So I'm just again kicking myself I didn't take more time to do that with Virtual Farmer and Farmer Cop and FSG and do those little ones. It was a bit of fun. Taking backup causes less issues. That's a good idea too. Play around with it for a bit. Can't wait to have it all set up. Oh, Mad Rabbit, you'll love it. I don't use a steering wheel. That's the only difference. And after using FSG's one, I thought this is actually kind of cool, but I still love my controller. Sure, you'll make more people mad than I. Save it. Once you have it the way you want it, save it as read only. Good idea. Want you on the server when you're ready? Yeah, absolutely, Mad Rabbit. More the merrier. Hey, Nismo. Hey, Tim. Holiday was fantastic. Awesome time. It was actually broken down into really good chunks. Like the first few days hanging out with just FSG in Scotland and spending some time with him and his family, and then obviously FarmCon, hanging out with all the great people there. Awesome experiences. And then having a few days in Munich with Mrs. Argsy and myself, which is pretty cool. Had a good time. Have I got a Prime account? Argsy sale on the moment for Prime members. I do have a Prime account. There's lots of sales on at the moment. I can actually get the same sim rig that FSG's got for pretty much half price. The seat, that is. Frame and seat. Did I get a lot of pictures? I got a huge amount of pictures. Nismo. Almost too many. I was scrolling through them. I got back into the office on Monday and sat down with my staff, and we were sort of talking, asking how the weekend was, or how the trip was and things like that. And I think I probably spent... I scrolled through them and go, gosh, I've taken a lot of photos. Video card you want is on offer for Prime Day, but don't have the cash. Ah, bummer. Scotland's gorgeous. Been there 2 years ago for 3 weeks for a motorcycle trip around. Had a blast. Yeah, so we saw, basically we went to straight to Edinburgh, and then in terms of seeing the countryside, we drove about an hour south down to Hoyk, which is, so this is the thing that got me. It's spelled Howick, H-O-W-I-C-K, or Harwick, H-A-W, but it's said Hoyk. But that was cool. We went for a drive down to there and saw some of the countryside south of Edinburgh. Went to a distillery down there, a relatively new one, which is interesting. And then on the last day we were there, we drove from Edinburgh down to Manchester. We basically went across to Glasgow and down, was it the A6 or... can't remember. But yeah, we basically went all the way down there, which was cool, seeing some different countryside. It's a bit different seeing it from the motorway than the lanes, but FSG and FSG Senior took us around some of the area that they grew up on, farmed on, and which is down around just south of Liverpool, Manchester area, which is pretty cool. $100 off a gaming wheel and I'm tempted. Did I get sick on the plane? No, I did not, Nismo. The way across, definitely I felt worse on the way across than coming home. Put it that way, but... I had a couple of beers on the way across on different flights, and I think that was a bad idea. So I stayed away from the alcohol on the way back. Felt much better. I think Giants will sponsor the trip next since they advertised your distance. Oh, incredibly unlikely, Dazed. Incredibly unlikely. I think we all commented on the fact that they'll take it as he's prepared to pay, and anyone's prepared to pay their own way to come. Why would we want to pay for them to be there? But it'd be nice. I think there's other people who would get paid to go there before me. How long the trip takes, you bet you got sick off the plane. Yeah, it was the people sitting around you, to be honest, RoboSock. We always seem to draw the short straw. Like, I'm not against anyone putting their seat back, and I'll do it, but at least wait till the meal service. You know that there's going to be a meal served in the first hour or hour and a half of the flight when it's a 14-hour flight. Just sit upright and wait for that. Did Legion manage to get my flight? I know you're talking about Chinook. Chinook would have been the more likely one, but no, we were flying with Qatar Airways, so no connections there. We actually, to be perfectly honest with you, we did look to see if we could upgrade our flight from Doha to Auckland, but there was no options available to upgrade it because well, there just wasn't any options. It was a pretty full flight. Argsy is a weirdo magnet. Could say that, Legion, could say that. Just realised the player was 10 minutes back, so I missed everything. No wonder chat felt slow. I hate it when that happens, Dazed, and then you skip forward and you're like, what have I missed in that 10 minutes? Chinook, yeah. That's why you're all here. True, Legion, true. No, but I might... It's actually a good point. Maybe we were talking about, you know, doing something in the States where it's just a single flight from me, Auckland to... I can basically get to New York direct. Get to Chicago, Texas, LA, Seattle, San Fran, up into Canada. All direct flights from New Zealand, so that could be a better option in the future. Maybe go and do PAX or something next time. We'll see. Argsy at PAX and do a week touring around the States or something, see if we can go see some farmers. You should do it in Ireland, best option for everyone. Don't ask Farmer Cop about Ireland, Legion. You'd probably still miss it. Missing the big one, Charlotte, North Carolina, that's the important one. Well, we'd certainly make our way there, DJ. But I don't think Air New Zealand fly direct to Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah. Oh no, I think he likes Ireland, but Aer Lingus lost his bag between Edinburgh and Dublin, I think it was. He's managed to travel all the way from the States to Germany, back across to London, up to Edinburgh. And they lost his bag on a single flight. I don't know how you do it. Couldn't do it, never been on a plane, don't think I ever will. All the weirdo stories could just give me more of an excuse to not do it. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. My wife hates flying it. She hates flying, so the fact we did 10 different flights, she was a trooper. You've had that also, but different airline. Did he lose luggage last year too, Yoss? I reckon he's just putting it down somewhere and forgetting it. A few too many of those steins. Lost pretty much everything. Yeah, sucks. TV keeps pausing the stream. I'll catch you next one. Have a good one, everyone. Cheers, Days, mate. We'll catch you again soon, buddy. Gets missed in the transfers. There wasn't any transfers though, Legion. That was the problem. He'd been hanging out at Edinburgh with FSG for a few days and then flew over to Ireland. One flight. Hasn't gotten it back yet, no. Logitech G29 wheel, PS5 version, £169 on Prime Day. What's that? That's pretty much double it. 340 New Zealand. I'd have to have a look. We've got some pretty good retailers over here and can get some pretty decent prices sometimes. That is a good deal though. £200 when you originally bought it. Right, how far through are we? Oh yeah, chilling through it. Getting there. Actually would have got through it pretty quick. 2 combines. Apparently they limit their liability around cost as well, Legion. It's all in the agreements. Just going to have a look actually and see what price I can get, because there's some gaming sales on here at the moment. Let's have a look. See what the G29 is here in New Zealand. Equivalent. Hey, Sim Farmer, how you doing, mate? Good to have you here. Gosh, it's a Who's Who farming simulator tonight. That's awesome. Hope all is well. Someone else we need to get to FarmCon. Another name that would fit in just perfectly. So if anyone can jump on and drive a combine, please do. So the G923s, is that the PS5 version or is that the console version? Now see, I better be careful. I should be getting a Thrustmaster anyhow, shouldn't I? Let's not talk about Logitech. Shh. Naughty words, naughty words. Thrustmaster for all your farming simulator peripherals, joystick, steering wheels, controllers. Tried the rest, now try the best. Sick of the rest, try the best. There we go, we'll do that one. The only US places we go is LA, New York, Houston, San Fran, and Honolulu. Ah, what did I throw in there? I threw in Seattle, didn't I? And what about Chicago, Chinook? Or did they pull Chicago? They were going direct to Chicago, weren't they? Deal with the Yoss. Checkmark envy. Hoping to get the next one sound like you had an go. Oh, well, we did, mate. Absolutely. It was a blast. Absolute blast. Had the Thrustmaster, went back to the Logitech. The G923 is now just split up with the Xbox and PS5 versions. They have the same number now. Ah, okay. As you tend to farm at speed. Performs under pressure is what we'd say, Legion. You've got the G923 as well. Hanson, nice. I was right, Chicago. So that's a little bit more palatable though, a direct flight into one of those places and then off to PAX maybe? We'll see what happens. Well, we get it's time to write a script and can't write and listen. Oh, good buddy, nice to see you, mate. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out with us. And yeah, we'll see you again next Wednesday. G920, yeah. Yes, Mr. Goham, we'll all be good. Ah, you're still not back. Ah, of course you're not back. You were heading elsewhere, weren't you? That's right. Back in the States on Sunday. Nice, 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 nice. Right, did we pick a spot where we could turn in? Nah, we way off. Let's square that one up, or else that's going to be a messy, messy road to try and bail. Bingo, there we go. Yes, TJ mum. Or mom. Hey John, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. We are all good, thank you. All good. Reunited after a couple of weeks apart with the boys. But wonders of technology, I think we spoke with them pretty much every single day. It was a video call for 10 minutes, I think, or so. I think we did it most mornings, our time, well, Europe time, because then it was just after dinner time for them. Worked out perfectly. Ooh, the US Executive Services here. Love the content you'll put out. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. Evening, Ben. How you doing? Hope you had a good time overseas. Looks like you're a good tractor driver if you want a job in Oz. Oh, maybe, mate, maybe. I've actually joked about it before, about taking a summer off and going and driving tractors somewhere. Well, I could probably get a job here quite easily doing it too, but... In fact, FSG tagged me. We were talking about the fact I always get ads popping up for tractor driving over in the Aussie and things like that. And he had one pop up for him, so he tagged me in it the other day and he said, is there still a bed on offer? Should have went for the double stack. I thought about it, Legion, but I didn't know how heavy they were. And there was no weight on the back of the tractor, so actually afterwards I said to the guy, I said, would it handle picking them both up at the same time? Thinking they were silage, and he's like, yeah, it'll do it easy, they're just hay bales, and he wrapped them just to keep them looking tidier and neater and probably a bit easier to grab. Didn't want hay going everywhere, so could have done the double grab then. And I did see them later on in the day or the next day doing it with two. It's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. They didn't look for me. No, they squeezed down a bit too much. When the grab squeezed them, I was like, that's got a lot of air in there. Evening, David. How you doing, mate? Nearly missed the stream. Ooh, that would have been trouble. I'll tell you what, I actually thought I'd be finished by now. An hour was feeling like a long time an hour ago, but it's flown by. Yeah, but no, trip was awesome. Trip was great. Your thought was either just grass or hay, so nice to see you were right, yep. I've still got my vlog to do. I'm editing that down. It's taking me a little bit of time. I alluded to it before, I had audio issues for the first morning. My mic, I had the wrong cable plugged in and all I got was fuzz. So I had to go and... If you watch closely when I'm finished, you'll pick some times where the clouds don't match what they should be. But hopefully I've managed to catch the essence of it all. It was more just to have a record of everything that happened, which is pretty cool. Wasn't the bail part all GPS too? No, it was not. I mean, they could have recorded a GPS call, so it wasn't for me. The GPS actually was quite cool, the guidance steering they had in the tractor, because they'd recorded the lap, basically. And if my audio was working properly, I could have shown you that. I had a good chat to the guy. All about the tractor and things, but it is what it is. No use crying over it. Work, work, work. Working hard or hardly working, Hanson? Which one is it? No comment. I mean, how much faster can I go? Like, if you want, I can... Oh no, we are speed limited. 12 was our max, okay. So we were working at our maximum speed we can. Working hard at hardly working. That sounds about right. Smarter, not harder, that's the saying. We're saying here in New Zealand, do the mahi, get the treats. Basically, mahi is Māori or te reo for work or effort. Let's do the effort, get the treats. You're having cereal. Are you having coffee with your cereal? You're having a dark roast first responders coffee tonight. This morning, sorry, of course. Morning for you. If you guys haven't seen Yosta review of Farmer Cop's coffee, which I've also got a packet of, I'm looking forward to giving that a try at some stage. I need to get a filter, that's my only problem. You put that weak coffee in the cupboard. But it was the dark, wasn't it? The dark blend for extra long nights? Extra strong? I had to declare it coming back into the country. I thought I don't want them to be picking up that there's a packet of coffee in the bottom. We all know what the Colombians hide in their coffee packets. Do you know if they will bring back Western Australia map for consoles? Which console are you on, Vernon? Because it is still there for some consoles, but only the new ones, I think. There was an issue, and I think it could be a similar issue to what Saxthorpe Farms has been having recently, where Western Australia wouldn't work on PS4, I think. So if you're on a PS4, I don't know if it ever will. Now look at that. I think these clever cookies have got the trucks running on auto drive. See the one of the trucks running along the back of the map there. You put in twice the amount and still not impressed. So the very first day we were in Scotland, we went out, FSG took us out for breakfast with himself and Mrs. FSG, and Mrs. Argsy sat down and said, "I have a long black please," and the guy just completely blanked. He just looked at her as like, "What on earth did you just order?" He's like, "Pardon? A long black?" And he's like, So we had to look at the coffee menu, and of course it wasn't on there. She had to order, did she get an espresso or an Americano on the end? Must be a very Kiwi or Southern Hemisphere thing. You're on PS4 but looking to upgrade your system Sunday. Yeah, so it is still there, I think, Vernon, if you have a look on the Mod Hub online. But it's just, yes, PS4. I wanted to use it for a crossplay server when it first came out, but we chose not to because obviously any PS4 players couldn't play on it. Ben, how can you join on the multiplayer server? So if you're on the Discord server, if you're on the Argsy Gaming Discord, all the details for how to log in and everything are there. I should put my auger out so we're unloading on the run here, otherwise I'm not doing anything. If you're not on there, there we go. Legion's just hooked you up with the link to get to the Discord server. That's got all the details. You'll just have to find the channel called Multiplayer in Huron County, which is about 3/4 of the way down. There's a pinned message in the main, which has all the mods you need to download, password and everything like that. But it's pretty straightforward. If you can't find it, just drop a message in the chat and someone will be able to point you in the right direction. Here we go. Easy. Easy as that. Oh, so I'm proper chuffed to have so many here tonight. It's awesome. Thought maybe you might have forgotten about me, having not been streaming for a better part of 3 weeks. Indeed. Don't forget to hit that like button. Much appreciated. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to stream this weekend either because we're away from Friday morning till Saturday, late Sunday with a football tournament this weekend. Which is, to be perfectly honest with you, the last thing I feel like going to, but it is what it is. 4 AM where you live, Vernon, you are in Canada. Oh, and thanks for getting up so early to watch. Done and done. Thank you, DK. Or Pro Farmer, sorry. So what do you reckon now? If we've been going an hour. Not quite halfway through, are we? Close to. Close to. So let's have a look. What else have we got going on the farm? So we've got this one which we're harvesting. We've got these 2 green fields growing. Corn in that one, and soybeans over there. Let me know where the truck's running. Is it going straight to the sell point? Or is it going to the farm silos? Must be going straight to sell. Not sure. Maybe we've got a silo somewhere else. What map am I excited about playing on when it is released, Vernon? That's a fantastic question. Do you know what I'm actually looking forward to? I am looking forward to Court Farms, and I'll give you a reason why. And I know everyone's going to say, oh, everyone's looking forward to Court Farms. Do you know I have not once played a proper series on a Oxygen David map except for Shamrock Valley? And the reason I've never played it, because a lot of the time I play is for doing a series on something or recording. And I always thought, oh, I better not do that, because every other content creator in the world is going to be doing something on that map because everyone wants to watch that map. So I've always kind of like, well, no one's going to watch me because they're going to watch someone else. But this time I reckon we might do something on Court Farms, because everything just looks like it's going to be a great map. And I haven't played on, yeah, like I said, the last Oxygen David map I put any serious time into was Shamrock Valley, and I loved it. It was actually the first mod map I ever played on. And I just thought it was fantastic. So, there we go. That's what I'm looking forward to. But we might bring the 5-minute farmer back. 5-minute farmer might come back for Court Farms, we'll see. I've got a few ideas. Pro Farmer, DK, it's okay, you can call DK as long as you don't call me up in the morning. Roger that. You're not interested in that map, Yoss. Of course you're not. You don't play the game though, do you? The new MAZ7 map like that. So I'm halfway through watching FSG's preview of that. The Castle Nord, speak of the devil. But yeah, just watching his map tour of that does look like a fantastically beautiful map. Right up there with you know, with the good maps, the Edo mod, Italia, those kind of maps. Just as it's beautiful, mate. Does look good. Have I done a series on Edgewater? I have not, Vernon. No. Court Farms for you too. Oxy's done an amazing job. Some farmer. Court Farms does look amazing. Only disappointing is the farms won't be customized. I know we talked about that, VF. I remember talking to you about that at FarmCon. Agreed. So you're just dropping in to say hello. You're in the office today. Great to see you back. It's good to be back, mate. I must admit, an hour and a half ago I was just about to sleep. So the travel back was good, but it's the 2 days in the office, and then I was working from home today looking after the kids. So that's probably what smashed me more. Someone else has already found form cut and flooded. You will see. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that one, Grant, but I disagree with that immensely. My own personal opinion. It's one thing to be given the opportunity to provide an early preview of it to create some interest with the map. It's another thing to basically just try and use it for personal gain. But that's me. I wouldn't do it if someone gave me a map. But anyhow, the farm signs on Court Farms are epic. Can't agree more with you on that one. FSG, they look great. Much better, I think, because we talked about it, didn't we? Because he put some screenshots up on Facebook, and I said to you, I think we were recording Hana one night, I said, have you seen his signs? They, you know, the map looks great and the signs look pretty average. But so you took it on your own and went and got the signs. It's good. Looking forward to getting stuck into Saxford. That's a beautiful map too, VF, I agree. And I know that's just down the road from you, isn't it? I'm hoping that Briscoe can get that all sorted out and back with Giants and back out for console, because it's obviously a shame to see that not being enjoyed by as many people as it could be. Downloaded the map from FSG's video. First thing I did when I loaded him was fall down a well in the castle, ended up in a creepy place. Oh goodness. Why is YouTube telling me it's not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth streaming? Looks okay from here. Haven't dropped any frames in OBS. Less than 15 miles from you. So does that mean his other map, the Oaks, is pretty close to you too then? I thought they were in a similar neck of the woods. Actually, I'll be honest with you, FSG, I laughed at your thumbnail for your stream tomorrow, or later on today. The whole rebooting the Harvest Crew? I had to have a chuckle. Oaks is a little further away, but still less than 30 minutes. So what impresses me most with Briscoe is, you know, the Oaks. The Oaks is a great looking map, and I've really enjoyed spending some time on that and having the chance to play on it. But you know, just from talking to him, what he's learnt from doing that map and what he's transferred and brought across to the new map, Saxthorpe, and what he's learning and applying to that, and how much better he could have made the Oaks. I was like, no, that's pretty cool that you realise you could have done better, and you have done better, and you're learning from it. It's pretty cool. The auto drive course has been rebuilt. Give permission to use that course. I had fun with auto drive on that map. Alright, cheers everyone. That whiskey went down pretty well after the first mouthful was a bit aggressive. That's what all of them say. It's like I saw there was a link to a Homeworld map shared today, and that was much the same, not being an authorized version of it, but they've also, the people who made it were quite clear that they have tried every effort to get in touch with the original author, who seems to have fallen off the face of farm sim. So I guess there becomes a time maybe it is okay. I'm excited for his next few maps if he's not too disillusioned with the vocal miner right off the bat. I agree, yeah. Yeah, you're always going to get it. There's always those few. So you just got to put your big boy pants on and ignore them. Ask what maps they've made. But he's certainly, yeah, he's definitely got a passion for it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. Alright. I went from making it easier for Pro Farmer to turn at the ends to not waiting at all and making it hard. Where are you going, Hanson? You're going there. I'll run down next to you and then we'll open up another land. Ooh. Chad's on, but he doesn't seem too disillusioned, Mark. That's good. Don't think he is, thankfully, and I'm really looking forward to more Norfolk maps. Agreed. It was actually funny driving around Summer Scotland with FSG, and it kept on popping up. I was just looking out the window going, that's actually what a UK farmyard's like. All those sheds on different levels and side of a hill and really tight and close. I was like, who would have thought these map makers actually make farms look like what they are? And then you go around a corner and go, look, there's another one. That'd make a great farm sim map. You go around the corner, well, that'd be a great farm sim map. All over the place. And really messy, yeah. I just look at the cost that it must, you know, the investment that's been spent in building those, because I know sheds aren't cheap. Trying to hop into the server, running into a few issues. It says I don't have all mods installed, but I downloaded them all. That's interesting, Mad Rabbit. If you use the link to download them, they should have all been there. Shouldn't have had any issues. I'm making a mess for you, sorry, Pro Farmer. The fishhook swaths at the end of the rows will keep them awake. Going to get back to making your map tonight. Nice. Were you doing that on stream? I have to try and tune in. Catch you if you are. Bedtime for you, Mrs. Professor. Just wanted to hang out for a bit and hear about FarmCon. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Pleasure to have you here as always. Appreciate you staying with us, and hopefully catch you again next time. You are cool. I'll check it out. Didn't use the link. It's on Discord. Yeah, it is on Discord, Mad Rabbit. So if you downloaded it from just trying to log in, there's some which aren't on. You won't be able to download from ModHub. They're non ModHub link mods. Like the map for itself, the map itself isn't on ModHub, so you probably would have had to find that somewhere. All right. Just drop someone a note, and if you look in the Huron County general chat, there should be a pinned message right at the top which has a link to all of the mods. Alright, let's see what goes around in here. How do you find making a map on stream? Vef, do you feel pressure? Do people want to give you their opinions on how to do things, or do you get lots of help from people who are more experienced than yourself in doing it? You know, if you get stuck on something? I'm intrigued. Sorry, I'm just going to tab out and get rid of this YouTube message because I don't know why it's telling me it's not getting enough video. Refresh it and see what happens. It's still saying that. It's interesting, nothing has changed on my end. Weird. You're really helpful. You tend to get a few map makers much better than you are help out one. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's good. We've talked about it a number of times, how there's no proper New Zealand maps. There's a couple floating around, but they've never been finished or done to a ModHub standard or anything like that, so... I need to find someone to make it for me. You pretty much what Chinook's just described there, Mad Rabbit. Oh, that's no good, John. Can't play anything for at least 2 weeks. You had surgery on your hand, can't grab the controller, believe you, I've tried. Are you still, are you a console user, John, or do you have PC? So we did, they had the bale stacking challenge, the virtual bale stacking challenge, as well as the proper bale stacking challenge at FarmCon. And I sat down to have a go, and honestly, it was all keyboard and mouse, and it was disgusting. I was actually embarrassed. I was sitting there at the same time that the, some of the FSL players were there, Helm in particular, who won the first round, former Trelleborg, former champions, and they were doing 8 bales, and they got down to, I think the fastest time one of them, Martin, did was 59 seconds something. So I reckon with the controller I could give that a nudge, 59 seconds, but to do it on keyboard and mouse, it just blew my mind away these guys were doing that. My best time was about 1:40. You'd love to make your own map, but it's difficult finding the time to learn how to do it. Here, some farmer. That's why you decided to do it on stream, and that's probably a good way to do it. If you know, if it's just you natural part of your channel's content, then you know, you're not taking time away from doing other things to do it, are you? It's quite clever. And you've got that resource to help on tap. I've spent a little bit of time trying to figure Blender out, build some things in that, so it's been a bit of fun. So I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. You put all your Twitch streams are on Virtual Farmer 2, aren't they? Your second channel. So Blender's been quite an easy progression for me, being an architect. It's, you know, similar. It's quite different, but it's similar in the same way, like the mindset of how you have to model something to doing a building. So you're streaming on Twitch, but do you put all your vlogs on? You put all your Twitch? Yeah, VODs go on VF2. There you go. So if you want to watch live Mark, Virtual Farmer on Twitch, if you want to go and check out some of the previous streams, Virtual Farmer 2 on YouTube. Not to be confused with Victor Foxtrot. And Mark, I haven't forgotten about our conversation about Blender and modelling and things like that too, so I was meant to talk to you about it when we were in Edinburgh, but didn't get the chance. You should actually have a look. Daze has built a lovely BGA, a custom BGA he's made for putting into our Oaks multiplayer server, which he's going to use for his slurry and spreading operations, so you might even be able to help out at some stage. You've got too many channels. It definitely was a much better idea. Mark, I agree. Victorian Farmer. That's when he does an Australian series on that Garang map that I did a few streams on. That's in Victoria. Oh, we got J-Bot in here too. How are you, J-Bot? Good to see you. Paul, good evening to you, mate. How ya? Hey, yeah, I didn't finish what I was saying then. How are you? Kind of got mumbled into one sentence. Nice to have you here. Doing good, mate. Doing good. Whole Blender thing is still very alien. That and building models in GE is all still witchcraft. I still haven't taken Trailer Park Farms did a nice little video for me on how to texture and Blender to take it into Giants for the pole shoot I was trying to do, and I need to go back and try that at some stage. You'll need to unpack all the mods, unzip it, the all mods folder, and put those mods in your mod folder. Mad Rabbit. Yeah, and there you go. You also got you as well. If you use something like I'm not going to suggest you look it up now, but if you don't use it already, have a look at FSG's mod assistant. That's Farm Sim Game, not Farm Sim Guy. FSG mod assistant. They've got a fantastic application which helps you manage all your mod folders. So you could have a mod folder, for example, that is just for this multiplayer server. So when you want to go on the server, you activate that folder. It's very cool. Very handy. The Crazy Man from Ireland. How are you? I'm doing well. I've had a good day, thank you. Your mod folders are completely mess. Well, FSG mod assistant, right? Check it out. You've modeled buildings in Blender but struggled doing the textures to where they actually look good. Yeah, and you can make them look good in Blender and then they look terrible in Giants Editor as well. Sim Farmer. In pain, Paul. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Hopefully it's just a short-term thing for you. How am I? I'm good. Good. Still buzzing after a couple of weeks away and obviously hanging out at FarmCon for some of that, meeting some awesome people. But feeling a bit jaded still. Still the jet lag's still there. Still haven't got back into my normal routines yet. So get this week out of the way. We've got a long weekend this weekend, which I happen to be going away for, so get back into some proper kids back at school, 5-day work week next week. Should get back into some proper routines, including making some videos. I did do a little, I don't know if FSG's still here yet, whether he's sure. We were talking about some shorts for Logging League, so I did a little one of those today. Missed the videos, Paul. Yeah, I had to throw out all those supercuts just to keep the channel ticking over, to show YouTube I was still uploading and I hadn't completely gone to ground. But you are still there, still listening. Yeah, I think I watched through. I think there's about 5 I might make out of it. Just going back and looking through. Rather than doing the highlights, I might just do 4 or 5 of those. So if you feel like one, I'll throw a couple your way and you can put them on your channel too. To be honest, JBot, the trip home was, and this is, so here we go. FSG. Do you know it's easier coming to New Zealand than it was going to Scotland? It's easy getting here. It's a tailwind. You're going downhill. As I told my staff, I was like, it was a quicker flight home because it was downhill. We were going from north to south. I was actually going to ask if you met JBot. If you, I knew you were catching up with Farmer Cop. He'd mentioned he was going to catch up with you, JBot, but I don't know if you'd caught up with FSG as well. That's awesome. You can believe that. But no, there was a tailwind from Doha all the way to Auckland. I think the overall flight time was about 3 hours shorter than going over. So instead of being 17 hours, it was 14 hours, which made it a whole lot more manageable. Frosty would be happy being able to get mods from 19 to 22 to work. That's witchcraft as well. Great host, Mr. and Mrs. FSG. Mr. and Mr. I read Mr. and Mr. I'm assuming you mean Mr. and Mrs. They were. Above and beyond. Mrs. It was. I don't know what family you saw him hanging out with, J-Pop, but perhaps he was with his other family that week. I wasn't going to go that way, Hanson, but sure, we can do that. Password required. It's in the same pinned message in Discord. I think it's hashtag have fun, all capitals, hashtag again or something like that. But yeah, it is in a pinned message. Hold up. Yep, including the hashtags. Did it again, driving along without having that out. You're getting a swift backhand for that. Yeah. Yeah, Mrs. FSG wouldn't put up for that, J-Bot. That's for sure. That's right. Mrs. Argsy planned out all of their daughter's university studies while she was there. And I think just about planned you a whole trip to New Zealand too, didn't she, FSG? She kept on coming out, well, you can come here and you can stay there, and then you need to go there and do that, and then there's somewhere you can stay there so you don't need a hotel, and then we've got somewhere else you can stay in this place, and this is close to some wine country, so you're perfect. I think you're going to need 6 months to come and do it all. Look at that, we're so close to the 50 likes, people. Need to visit now when you drop Emily off for university, indeed. 4 away from 50 likes, that's pretty cool. There we go, Mad Rabbit. I'm assuming that's you making it in. You must have some very speedy internet, considering how quickly you downloaded all the mods. How are you going to get your horse all the way over here? That's what I'm going to be impressed with. Gigabit took you 5 seconds, nice. I should have actually opened up another land, but that's alright. Do we all work on the same farm? We do on this one, Ben. So the challenge on this server is... Oh, we've got an autosave coming up. The challenge on this server is to get $100 million in the bank account. I'm not sure if we've got time-saving stock check in there, so there you go, you can see we've got some things sitting around. Actually, there's a bit of dried corn floating around. A few sunflowers, not too much. But yeah, the challenge is to hit $100 million in the bank account, so see how that goes. But we have changed maps. We did start out doing it on Spring Creek, but this one seems to be working a little bit better so far. Fingers crossed. And there's no limitations on how it's done. If they want to build a factory and make flour, then that's fine. But cost of equipment, cost of land doesn't come into it. So if they've got $50 million worth of fields, you've got to still got to have $100 million in the bank account, and you can't go and sell all the fields to get there. And likewise with equipment, you can't count $1 million combine in that 100 million. It's purely cash. Huge field of grass and do silage bales. Well, if that's going to work out, then yeah, absolutely. Or we don't have the Goreville DLC, but we could have done corn silage or something like that. I think we transferred over from Spring Creek, Mark, but can't remember what we started off with on that, to be honest. So, did you find your way onto a farm, Mad Rabbit? No, so you need to come in and join the farm there, and then you'll be able to get into the equipment and start doing some work. You could probably go around with the tractor and pick up the bales, maybe. Would be helpful. Trying to figure out all the keyboard points and stuff. So we don't actually have a huge amount of equipment. 4 tractors, 2 trucks, 2 combines, 1 sprayer. I think it's just set up for spreading at the moment. Fertilizer equipment. Oh no, we do have the spray boom on it. Spreader there, the slurry tanker, but yeah, not a huge amount of equipment when you look through there. In fact, you can look at it on the other list as well and see it all, can't you? Where's that one? That one? Yeah. Probably adds up when you go through it all, but... Never used mouse keyboard on farm sim. Gotta go see you later. Cheers, mate. We'll catch up with you again soon. Make some plans for some logging league sometime. Have a good weekend though. I'm away, so yeah. We'll chat sometime. Have a good week, mate. Or good rest of the week. I hope we've got a fuel trailer. There is a fuel trailer somewhere. Lizard fuel tank. That's it there. I'll try. It's a football tournament and I'm helping coach one of the teams, so it's really not that much of a break. But it's alright. Don't need the John Deere anymore. The John Deere tractor. Oh, look at that. We ticked over the 50 likes. Thank you very much, everyone. Much appreciated. It's not too late, though, if you haven't liked it yet, to make sure you leave a thumbs up. Is that the real football? Yes, it is, J-Bot. It's actually futsal this weekend. It's a futsal tournament. So we won this tournament last year. It was the first tournament we'd gone to, and we went away and won it. But teams playing up a grade, and there's some very good teams coming to this tournament this year. They weren't there last year, so could be interesting. Argsy. Oops. What button did I press then to start that up? That one. Interesting. Commonwealth. This might take a while. Lol. You'll get there. Have you actually made it into the field? Oh, you found a truck. Should be a tractor somewhere with a trailer on it. Not sure. Thought there was. Some of them may rebel and start claiming the fake football. That's more in Australia. Well, we're not going to get too far away from getting this all knocked out and finished today. I actually thought we wouldn't have got this far. I like the idea of the solar panels though, RoboSock. Oh, we'll freak out for doing that in there, but put one of those down. In fact, maybe we should make money off that wind turbine. Escape if I open the mapping menu. You found your way down to the Zerion, which is down ploughing. Very nice. Alright, there we go. Oh, I said I'd do this. Bruce is probably gone. He's probably long gone now, but I said I'd do in-cab and I never did, so there we go. Sorry, Bruce, if you're still there, there you go. There's your in-cab view. How is your view distance so good? When I play things far away, don't load it in at all. Render distance is set to max. So there's a trick, Stephen, if you go into... I think it's in My Documents. Let's just have a look. You won't be able to see this, but I'm just going to have a look and refresh myself. Someone else will be able to tell me pretty quick. If you go into My Documents, My Games, Farming Simulator 22, and then if you go to in there, is it that one? No. It must be game.xml. You can go into game.xml and you can actually see all of the graphics display settings, and you can actually override them in that. So I've got some set to, actually I've only got them all at 2. Sometimes I'll have the level of distance coefficient set to 3 or 4, and you can actually go higher than what you can set it in the game itself. Also depends on the map. Some maps have different level of detail and view distances. I like to see those wind turbines. So I can't see, there's trucks on the edge of the field and they've clipped because of the distance, but those wind turbines, which you can see across the whole way, they must have a very high level of detail or view distance. How are you getting on, Mad Rabbit? Winning? Still sitting up in the class. There he is. You can keep on ploughing up there if you like. No worries, mate. No worries, Stephen. Alright, it's starting to get late. I found turning off depth of field in the options helps too. Yeah, there's lots of different ways, and I don't know if there's any good videos I could point you to with settings, but I forget how to even drive a vehicle. That one might have GPS enabled on it too, I'm not sure. WASD should be your forwards, backwards, left and right though for vehicle control. And then your mouse as you move your camera around, like that. Might have messed all your keybinds up earlier, I might have to reset it. That's also a possibility. Oh goodness. I was hoping I'd be able to carry on and get this finished, but I think I'm starting to fade. Let's see if we can make it, we'll make it to 11, go another 17 minutes. Get to the magic 2-hour mark. We might have to leave it to the farming genies to finish things off. So it'd be cool to see more people on here if possible, even during the week. Hanson and Pro Farmer are on here quite frequently, so there's quite often someone on, particularly if you're in the same time zone as them. But even if you're just able to get on and help out for one of the streams on a Wednesday, same time as this, it'd be cool to have you help as well. All the merrier. I know you can do it, Hanson. Only 10 to 12 hours a day. Until the work runs out, is that right? Ah, so we've got a little, I hadn't actually noticed that there was a little stream going through there, or river. Let's go all the way up there. Farm during the day, sim farm at night. There's a lot of people do that, Ben. Interesting, like I met a few people at FarmCon, like even the like the lady who showed us around the factory, took us through the Deutzfahr factory, which that was, I wish we had been able to share more of that with you guys and actually video some of their production line and that, because that was incredible. If you've ever watched any of the like Discovery Channel when they do their mega factories and you see how a Boeing's built or something like that, it felt much the same, just this immaculately well presented efficient production line of tractors. They were cranking out 28 tractors a day on this line. It was just impressive. During the day, sim farmer. Does he play at night slots? Does he? VF. That's pretty cool. Yeah, just this production line was just impressive. But where I was going with that is the lady who showed us around, Denise. She worked for Deutz, but they also have a farm, had about 100 hectares, I think she said. 2 combines. They did contract harvesting as well as farm their own land. Like I didn't have a scale, didn't understand the scale of agriculture in terms of arable agriculture in Europe. Pretty much the whole trip from Munich out to Laungen. Still, I've been there and I still can't pronounce it properly. Laungen. He, you know, it was pretty much arable pastures the whole way, apart from a bit of forest. It was, yeah. So the amount of farm machinery that must be around to do all of that. Pretty impressive. Many plays during the winter months, but also sometimes plays during the evening. Yeah, it's cool. Still gutted I couldn't come and do that. Mrs. Argsy, oh, we can have can our Munich. If you stay in Munich and we're going to go back to London, which you've seen and been to 3 times. And don't need to see again, just so we can go and meet Caleb from Clarkson's Farms. You hop on a single player for a minute, needs some. All good, mate. All good. I'm going to be jumping off soon, but these guys will probably stay on for a wee while longer, I imagine. At least you know you've got all the mods downloaded now, so you can get in at any time and see what needs to be done. Right. Back in cab. Gosh, that was loud for a second. Drop that reel down so we get a little bit more vision. Change the ear at all? So we could, maybe not. Hopefully it can help out once you download everything. Yeah, it'd be cool, Ben. Make sure there's always an active contract. We don't have, I was actually looking, you don't have the advanced contracts mod. Oh, you do? Okay, we do. So we can have up to 10 active contracts. Cool. Wish you could use the windscreen wipers. Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? I agree, Mark. I mean, I suppose they'd get dusty. The dust would definitely sit up in there, but I don't think they'd get muddy like they look. There's just little things like that, isn't there? I can honk a horn. Make the glass clean differently. That'd be cool. It'd actually be possible when modders do their dirt map to actually have the dirt map follow the potential curve of a wiper blade. So as it goes down and sort of gets that parabolic arc sort of shape on there. And not have dirt spawn in that area, that'd be cool too, just so you had it look like it, even if it wasn't activated by the window wiper, it looks like it had been. Robo Suck, you're gonna go catch you next time. All good, buddy, thanks for hanging out, nice to see you. And yeah, I'm not gonna be here for too much longer, but we'll definitely catch you next time, be good. Depth perception in cab is terrible. That's one thing that driving a tractor in real life has an advantage over, is actually being able to depth perception and things like the bale stacking and bale loading at FarmCon. Obviously so much easier. Alright, are we unloading? Yes, we are. Oh, had a great rate of knots too. That went down really quick. Be like having screens at work too. That'd be cool. One day. I still haven't actually figured out where they've got the trucks running to. It's going somewhere and doing something, that's the important thing. Comes back empty. In fact, if we had 2 combines going, we'd the trucks probably wouldn't keep up. Grain mill. Have we got that as a production or is it a sell point? Ah, there we go. Ah, so we're making flour. Look at that, oat flour. Like I said before, we can use productions. That one there. Right, that's enough in cab. Hello, Bella was here. How are you? Argsy, never been here before in your live stream, but I wanted to say that I love your Traveller's Tale series. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you stopping in and saying hello, and for those kind words. I'd love to say that I've got one going a little bit coming out again soon, but I haven't got back into those yet. So that's my plan for next week, to have one out on the, what will that be? About the 26th or so, 24th, 25th, somewhere around then. Making flour ever slowly, 45,000 litres of wheat a month. Production rate set for a 2 times map, it is, yeah. The production, is it production revamp to boost that up? I know I need to start with the harvest at Dazed. I know, that's the most pressing thing I need to do. That's this time tomorrow night, Hanson. So if you're around to drive a trailer for me. Very awesome, very neat. Well, thank you very much. Alter the XML. That's the other option. That requires having to re-upload the map, which is frustrating. But probably the easier option. You're quite welcome. Anytime. Put down a modded grain mill, that's another option too, yep. Put it down closer to the yard so we don't have to drive across the map. Although I like that. I like the fact I had to go all the way over there to unload. It's on its way back. How full's the other one? It is 38,000 and Hanson's got 56, so it's not going to fill it up. Never used the built-in productions. They are all too slow, I agree. I'm actually finding that, and I might have to make some tweaks on Chilliwack that my maize silage isn't going to ferment quickly enough in the harvest store. I actually spent some time, and that was something that was quite fun actually on Sunday, just to get my head back and things. I spent some time sitting in there and we just sped time through a little bit. We've got to getting into the middle of winter and there's nothing to do except for feed animals, so I've just spent a bit of time doing that and it's been fun. Not so fun to watch, which is why I'm doing it, and we'll just magically be in the middle of winter, but fun all the same. Rees247, good morning from Brazil. Good morning to you. Welcome in. Good evening to you from New Zealand. 11 PM, or just about 11 PM here. Always nice to see someone from another far-flung country. Great to be able to connect. It's cool driving. Little things like that, like, that's cool just driving through the shadow of the wind turbine. Little things like that. I think it's probably time for another coffee if I'm talking about how cool it is to drive through the shadow of a wind turbine. Yes, I think I'm beyond being saved by coffee. I reckon they're turning slower than they were before. I wonder if the wind's dropped. Wind speed's pretty low. Snow coming, look at that. Whew. We're not playing with seasons though, so that's why we're harvesting in January, if anyone was questioning why that was happening. You need another Red Bull, Chinook. It's going to be a long shift if you're having a Red Bull at 11 o'clock at night. Kevin, thank you very much for that super generous super chat. Good morning from Michigan, clocking in for work. First live stream I've caught, always end up watching everything after the fact. Love the content you and FSG put out. Oh, I'm pleased you're able to catch some of the stream, Kevin. It's a pleasure to have you here. I'm glad you're enjoying things, and yeah, once again, thank you very, very much for that generous super chat. Awesome. Harvesting in January is normal for your part of the world. Probably not quite January, but not far off. Most cereal crops would be March, April, more autumn. The server is in Michigan. It is in Michigan, that's right. Very good point, Chinook. And for my first taste of it, I'm enjoying it too. Later than you would have. We don't do a lot of winter, so winter cereal crops aren't a huge thing here. BF, probably not quite so much as they might be in the UK. And a lot of our cereals is done in the South Island, where it's probably a bit cold to plant too early. I don't know. It's just going off what I normally see. Cheers, Chinook and Red Bull. Should wind you up about keeping it English in here, Huron. But I know your connections with your wife there, so we'll let that one slide. Right, it has ticked across 11, so I think we need to park up and get a screenshot with these two. And I need to go and get some shut-eye before I fade any further. But I've had fun tonight. I'm pleased. I've stayed up for 2 hours. Pleased to be back live. Back to streaming. It's a lot of fun. I'm disappointed I'm not going to be able to stream on Sunday, though, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. This is a 4x map. It's a 16x, Kevin. It is huge. There you go. We're working in this block of fields, 93 and 94 down here, but there it is there. So I think they must be about 1.5 miles squares, because if it's a 16x, it's 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers. 1 mile squares won't be, so that's... I'm just trying to remember. Can't do the maths in my head at this time of night. Still got 7 hours to go. Yeah, massive in other words, Kevin. Massive. Cheers, Legion, mate. Nice to see you back as well. I actually haven't asked how your holiday was, your time away. Hope you had a good one. Ilyu Bogdan Stefan. Good morning. I have a problem on Steam. Doesn't do the update to version 1.1. Not sure what that could be. But all I could suggest is whether you've updated the, have you updated, or did you do the beta for the arena modes or something like that? Because if you installed the beta for that, then it won't work. You'll need to go through and basically set it to update itself. I was trying to get creative, but that hasn't really worked. Hey, put me down. Oops, that's a header. Goodness, crazy Danes. Right, come in here and grab a screenshot, fellas. Oh, that's a whole lot of Argsy. Make yourself at home on the header. I promise I won't turn it on. There we go. Found yourselves? Yep, over to the right. Very good. There we go. There's a screenshot for next stream. Oh, Hanson's going to get up there too. Good job. Alright, well there we go. I'm going to jump out so they can carry on because they are eager workers and will want to keep going. But that's cool. We got quite a bit done. I didn't expect that we would have got all that done with just one combine, but not far off being finished. Probably only another 20 minutes or so. And we would have been finished. So there we go. Thank you everyone. It's been a blast. I've enjoyed being back. It's good to be home. I can't say thank you to you all enough. It's people like Kevin who, you know, with Super Chat and everyone who's a member and subscribed and watches the videos and everything like that, which gave me the chance to be able to go to FarmCon. So I can't thank each and every one of you enough for that, because you know, it was a highlight. It was an awesome opportunity, and I'm already making plans for how I can get to something else again in the future, because it was very cool. So, and if you're in the UK or Europe or anywhere like that and have the opportunity to go to a FarmCon, I can't recommend it enough. It was just an awesome weekend with an awesome bunch of people. So see if you can get there. You do have the beta installed. Well, then you need to go uninstall that beta, because that will then update it, but roll it back to... There's some way you can do it. I can't remember how you do it, but you find how you do that and that'll fix it up for you. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching tonight. Thank you very much for the likes. We've got over 60. If you haven't already dropped a like and a thumbs up, please make sure you do before you leave. That would be much appreciated. No stream this weekend because I'm away, so next stream will be next Wednesday night. Same time, same place, same map. If you want to join in, get onto Discord, download the mods, and we will see you there. But that's all from me. Nice to be back. Great to have you all here, and catch you again soon. Bye.